Hello, fellow. Okay, okay. Hello, fellow. Hello, fellow South Africans. Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well this morning. So let's start with something that I find quite interesting. And now I have to find myself having to explain this. Listen, guys, a debate has for and against. Sometimes when you believe something, it is true, but you find yourself having to play the devil's advocate. It's part of the debate nature. Now, I'm a South African citizen and I am being challenged to a debate about my country. That's like having a debate about being black. And then you have somebody who thinks that black people are of a certain nature. And I, as a black person, I have to convince this person that actually I am a human being just like you. But they are convinced that I am not a human being. I'm half this and half that. That is what, when you find yourself having to debate something about your country. Not only about your country, your history. Not only about your history, your identity. Not only about your identity, but as well your standing on the global stage. Now, South Africa is known to be the pedestal for humanitarianism. Ubuntu. That is our strength on the global stage, the globe as a whole. I mean, for example, we in ICJ, all because of humanitarianism, Ubuntu. So then comes a person who loathes, when I say hate black South Africans, how do you debate with such a person? Not only this person hates black South Africans, they are also somewhat not well mentally. Now, you want me to go and engage in a debate where he will get the opportunity to drag my country and my people because he feels a certain way and he wants the opportunity. He's so desperate because his mental health mind that is not well wants to get a quench. And as a result, he wants sound bites, memes that are going to generate out of the so-called debate. Now, I am a person who analyzes things because I'm observant. I observe people, I observe events, and I make analysis. And my analogy in this matter is quite clear. I will not betray my country so that it becomes a meme, so that it becomes a soundbite. And on top of that, it recruits more people that are going to be misinformed about us because he has a platform, and the platform he has supporters, and these supporters, they couldn't even find South Africa. Wait, they didn't even know that South Africa was a country until he came along because he discovered a map. And when he discovered a map, because he used to think that Africa was a country, and he says he came to South Africa at one point because suddenly he discovered South Africa on a map he didn't even know it existed. So I'm sorry. Those of you who are saying, please go debate him, please go debate him. I know the purpose of a debate. I think I've shared with you in my previous video, I used to belong to debate societies in high school as well as tertiary. And whenever I engage myself in a debate, let's also not forget that I'm cancer. I obliterate. Now, especially, I have to be cautious. My cautiousness must be sensitive towards the man who clearly has a mental health issue. I might say some things that are going to trigger him, and he might even crash out. Now, with the debate, we can't use profanity. We can't call each other derogatory names. But he does. And he wants to guise this as a debate. And he's seemingly convincing a lot of South Africans that he should be engaged in a debate. Now, the question I'm asking those South Africans, do you understand what a debate is? For and against. How on earth these two things can be engaged in a debate, especially when it comes to a country? The country has real people. The country has real elements. How one feels about one's country, it shouldn't even be a matter of debate. You cannot refute people's experiences. You cannot refute people's history. You cannot refute people's diversity, like how we are in South Africa. Some people are treating South Africa as if it was just discovered yesterday. And when they discovered South Africa yesterday, they are shocked at what they are seeing inside. Black people living amongst white people. And yes, we have a horrible history. Horrible history. But at the same time, we are a people that made decisions on some things and working on other things. So they come because the spotlight is shining on us and they are asking questions. What makes you think we were not working on what you are talking about? And even now, develop some sort of resentment. Number two, when did we insert ourselves in your agenda? Oh, Black South Africans, we are going to leave them behind. Who said we want to come with you? Siyapi nawe. Because you're Black now, you think we must follow. And in most cases, these people, they assume a position of superiority over Black South Africans. We are looked down upon. And you want me to go there and made to feel like I am less than of this earth. And on top of that, reduce my country to where they want me to go. Now, let me tell you also something that you might not necessarily understand. These people want us to be in a defense. They want us in a defense. They want us to defend ourselves. Okay, I just lost something. Oh my goodness gracious me. Don't tell me I lost it. Okay, I lost something. Oh, okay, I didn't. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm getting disturbed because I'm multitasking here. They want us to be pushed against the corner because there is an agenda. The world understands how powerful South Africa is. And they understand also the power that Black South Africans hold. We might not be loud, but we are influential even when we are not trying our best to be influential. So, as I've said in my previous videos, without South Africa, the continent of this continent will collapse. Every country will collapse without South Africa. And they know this. And so that is why it's important to beat South Africans into submission. We need to accept, whether we like it, this agenda and that agenda and that agenda. And when we are not relenting, then they come with propaganda. Some get emotional, like the person that I'm being asked to debate. A person that struggles with mental health issues, they are always emotional. They never state anything without insulting, without being provocative, without pointing fingers. They never do that. They never are mature. They always set up a trap. Because if South Africans are not trapped, how do we beat them into submission when we've already cornered them? South Africans are resilient, especially Black South Africans, extremely resilient. And I'm telling you right now, whoever is planning a nefarious plan on us, it's not going to work. You can call us names. You can describe us in whatever way you want to describe us. Oh, they are still enslaved. We were never slaves. That history, you can try your level best to try and drum it into us. We were never slaves. It only exposes your ignorance about Black South Africans and our history. You can never create a history that never existed about us. It all in your head, which goes to show that something isn't fundamentally right here. When you try your best, you want to force down a narrative to us about us. And it's frustrating you. So much so now that you come up with a strategy. Like, let me debate them. How do you debate a person's experience? How do you debate a person's life? What could it be that you, in a debate, you could be for or against? Do you see that something isn't right with you? There's fundamentally something not right with you when you do that. And those that want us, or me for that matter, to participate in this, what sort of a patriot are you? Do you understand your position as a South African? You want to jeopardize the very reputation that we have created for ourselves and what we are working towards because of one little man with hatred in his heart for you and me, and wants to humiliate South Africa, wants to also become, how do we put this, an influencer in our name. I don't even understand why you even watch him. Why do you watch him? The other day, I said to South Africans on my TikTok, guys, we must never, ever, ever find ourselves having to explain ourselves as South Africans. We owe nobody an explanation. We were minding our own business down there at the tip of Africa. They are the ones that decide to hop on a plane and come here and discover things that they don't like where they come from. And they want to impose that onto us without first looking into our history. How are they existing? I promise you right now, if Miss South Africa had to take place and a white woman wins Miss South Africa, they will lose it. Like, lose it. Instead of saying, hang on a minute, how is this possible? Let's look back into their history. But no, you know what they do with their lazy minds and mentally ill minds? They conclude that we are mentally enslaved. That's the conclusion they come to. Why? Because they're trying to emotionally blackmail us, intellectually blackmail us, historically blackmail us, Africanism blackmail us. These people, you know what a narcissist is, right? Narcissists, they use a very complex psychology. But when you look into the psychology of a narcissist, sickness. So you must never ever fall in that trap where you have to find yourself explaining yourself. How do you explain you being a South African? How do you explain your family members that have died for this country? And the person that is against you will tell you you are imagining it. But no, you must accept that XYZ country helped you, and not even one person from those countries lay down their lives for South Africa. How do you explain that? How do you even debate that to begin with? Do you see the craziness in this whole thing? They are no different from the scientists. that sees themselves as a black person as less than. No difference. They are taking us and making us studies. Studies. So we South Africans, we don't care what they say about us. You found us here living together with people that you may not like back in your country because of your own historical experiences with them. These ones are ours. I'm talking about the white people. They're going nowhere. Whether you like it or you don't, they are going nowhere. And our white people here in South Africa have the right to tell a black illegal foreigner to go back home. Oh, they do have that right. Whether that makes you have chest pains or you accept it, we don't give a rat's toe about that. That's your business. You are not going to come here, try and dilute, try and instill hatred because you hate white people where you come from. So you are wondering, how come you are black and you are so loving towards other races? I will repeat, black South Africans have the very nature of God, of love and forgiveness. If you don't understand these two concepts, I don't know what to tell you. When you are hateful, as the Bible would say, you are as good as a murderer. You want us to hate. Why? Because there's a politician inside the country that preaches hatred for another race. Oh, it turns out he's a convict too. So I am not going to do this. So may I no longer see comments in my comment section asking me to debate this mentally ill individual. Please do not. He is not okay. And I said it before and I will repeat, it would be morally wrong of me to engage him in any conversation. Now, in closing of this topic, before I get to the next one, I come from the school of thought that when there are two bulls in a kraal, they are locking horns. Do you see who is more crazier than the other? No. Another school of thought. If you went to a pigsty and wrestled with the pig, who do you think is going to win? The pig will beat you with experience. So I am not that foolish person. I might be a fool in some things, but I'm not a fool when it comes to the honor and integrity of the Republic of South Africa. I don't care who you are. I will never compromise us under any circumstances, especially to a mad man. Now, let's go to my next topic. I thought let me clear that out because the calls are getting a little louder and I don't like it. Oh, I love challenges, by the way. Did I mention that I'm a Cancer? Yeah, but not this one. This one, even God will hit me. We're like, are you stupid? Can't you see this person is special? So the city of Johannesburg is bankrupt. Dada Mararo had a scathing letter sent to him by the Minister of Finance, Enoch Gondongwana. Well, apparently the letter was meant for him, Dada Mararo, the mayor of Johannesburg, but somehow some people were CC'd. And the letter got leaked yesterday. And of course, it's election season. On the 4th of November 2026, we are going to the local government elections. And this leak or the letter itself couldn't have come at the wrong time for the ANC. And I wonder why. And I would say either Enoch Gondongwana knew very well that by CCing opposition political parties, someone is going to leak it, because he was quite strategic himself by not including the DA in the CC. EFF is indeed CC'd. Who leaked it? And for what purpose? Now, I have to put myself in Enoch Gondongwana's mind and say, probably he is sick and tired of the ANC running the city of Johannesburg. This is supposed to be the richest and most influential city on the African continent. Hence it's called the economic hub of Africa. But it owes 25 billion rand. It's owing 25 billion rand to its creditors. And on top of that, the city of Johannesburg had some sort of agreements with a union called SAMU to increase salaries. And this is exactly what drove Enoch Gondongwana up the wall, so much so that he wrote him this scathing letter and told him, you better withdraw the increment. Otherwise, you're getting nothing in June, or is it July of 2026. That is 8 billion rand that the treasury supposed to give to the city of Johannesburg. Even if that 8 billion rand is given to the city of Johannesburg, how much are we still owing? We'll still be owing a lot of money. That 8 billion rand is still a drop in the ocean. But of course, it's an 8 billion rand to me, which sounds like some kind of aid. That's what it sounds like. But Enoch Gondongwana says, I'm not giving it to you until you have withdrawn the salary increment with SAMU. So I was looking at the article on the Citizen, and of course it had Helen Zille as their front page lady with a big smile on her face with blue spotlights behind her. And the headline says, the city is effectively bankrupt. Zille shares minister's claim in Joburger letter. Zille blames the ANC for the city's financial crisis. The article was written by Itumeleng Mafisa on the 6th of May, 2026 at 5:10 p.m. yesterday. So let's read some few things. I'm not going to read the whole article. Finance Minister Enoch Gondongwana has warned Johannesburg Mayor Dada Muraro that the city of Johannesburg is basically broke. In a letter linked to the DA's mayoral candidate, it was linked to Helen Zille. It details problems in the city, including unfunded budgets, issues with payments to contractors, reckless financial decisions, and fruitless and wasteful expenditure, among other issues. And they want us to bring them back. You'll see them campaigning. Zille briefed the media in Johannesburg on Wednesday about the content of this letter. The minister bluntly states that the city is effectively bankrupt. It owes its creditors 25.2 billion rand while only having cash and cash equivalent in hand of 3.9 billion rand. So 22.2 we need to pay. Wow. This means the city does not have the money to pay, or 21.3 billion rand owed to creditors. This is the core reason behind the city's inability to repair or maintain infrastructure, leading to consistent power and water outages, and the failure to fix breakdowns, resulting in the steady collapse of service provision across the board, Zille said. The ANC regional secretary in the city of Johannesburg, Sasa Manganye told the Citizen that the ANC would issue a statement in response to Zile's comment and Gondongwana's letter. Why? What is there to defend? 25.2 billion rand in debt, and the coffers of the city of Johannesburg is only left with 3.9 billion rand. It's making sense now why the city of Johannesburg looks the way it does. Mismanagement. Do you see why it's important, fellow South Africans, when you are going to the polls on the 4th of November 2024, 26? Why am I what happened in 2024? In 2026, it's important that you understand the candidates that you will be voting for. Do background checks. Why are they qualified in? Do they understand the PMFA? Because all of this boils down to that. But no, the loudmouths in different political parties are the ones that are going to make it to the list. And some of them are high school dropouts. And they are going to be given a big budget to run a city. But what are they going to do? Run it down. No service delivery, no creating conducive environment for investors to come and invest, no conducive environment to even create entrepreneurs so that they contribute in taxes or rates so that the city makes a profit. They don't know all of those things. They don't know risk management and consequence management. So the ANC, instead of recalling Dada Muraro for this wasteful expenditure and the incompetence, they are going to defend him. Wow. People of South Africa, my fellow citizens, we need to wake up. Otherwise, one day we are going to wake up with heaps and piles of rubbish because somebody ate the money. So now, what are the consequences for all of this? Because we need to know what happened to the money. What happened to the money? Johannesburg is known to be the city of gold. Everybody, when they leave their homelands, townships, transitions, they come this side to Johannesburg for greener pastures. When they get here, instead of getting gold, they don't even get bronze. It's some dust. It's making perfect sense now. And he walks around as if he knows what he's doing. Oh, mind you, the treasurer of the city is the deputy mayor. Yeah, that lady, Loiso. And she wants to be your mayor post the 4th of November, 2026. Let that sink in. Anyways, I want you to have a wonderful Friday. Well, pala pala. What do you think the results are going to be? Do you think the Constitutional Court is going to agree that indeed the President of the Republic of South Africa committed a crime by having US dollars worth $580 million, allegedly? That is impeachable. If not, well, in South Africa, I've noticed we don't impeach, we recall. But a president that has integrity after the judgment, whether the judgment is for or against him, he will want to protect the office of the president by stepping down. Oh, this is Africa. You have to drag them screaming and kicking. But who knows? He might actually surprise us and tender his letter of resignation. Probably, as I am speaking, it is now 4 a.m. Probably he's drafting it, or he drafted it last night before we went to bed, and he's going to say, adios, South Africans. Who is going to take... Oh, my gosh. The thought of having Paul Mashatile as yo, I get no, no, no. Before I get all traumatized, let's have ourselves a wonderful day today. What a Friday it's going to be. Goodbye.